117 to 113 a week ago, the Lakers looked to be more than a match for the Celtics. Pat Riley's team had won 5 playoff. Won 5 playoff games in a row and led the young Dallas team 2-0. But then came Friday.
Rebound is off free ball. The Lakers got him, throw it away. Harper, three-pointer, good.
Suddenly, the Lakers were no longer invincible. With renewed confidence, the Mavs burned the Nets on Sunday, shooting 60% from the field and tied the series at 2 when Kareem missed his skyhook at the buzzer. Tonight, the drama continues with Game 5. Will the world champions respond to the challenge of the young Mavericks? The answer is next, here on the Superstation. From the Forum in Inglewood, California, it's the Western Conference semifinal between the Los Angeles Lakers and the Dallas Mavericks.
TBS Sports presents the 1986 NBA Playoffs, brought to you by Miller Lite. For great taste, there is only one light beer, Miller Lite. By Renault Jeep, official vehicles of the NBA. By Men Speed Stick Deodorant, gives you man-sized protection against perspiration odors. Let the wide stick give you the edge. By Pizza Hut, home of pan pizza and Priazzo Italian pie. And by Delta Airlines, serving more than 100 cities in the U.S. and overseas. Delta gets you there.
It's a sellout crowd at the Forum and a chance for the Laker fans to see if they can reach the decibel level of the Maverick fans. We'll find out in just a while. Hi, everybody. I'm Rick Barry, and a very exciting game it is indeed for you this evening. A game that most people didn't think was going to have too much significance. They thought the Lakers would close things out. But Los Angeles has found out that that road to repeating as NBA champions is indeed a treacherous one. And, Bill, I know that when you got involved in playoff series, getting past 4 games, that you really feel that there's more than just one game going to be taking place.
Well, that's right, Rick. This is when the matchups really come to play. For example, James Johnson and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. What the Mavericks are going to try to do is let Johnson guard Kareem one-on-one. And that way, he'll get his points, but maybe they can reduce his assists. Or the other one, for example, Sam Perkins and James Worthy. First game, James Worthy had it his way. Second game, maybe a toss-up. After that, Sam Perkins. And this could be a significant matchup in this series, Rick.
And, of course, that's interesting, too, having been champions in the NCAA together at North Carolina. And there's some other ones we'll talk about in the game. Now, let's get a little more specific, however, Bill. Pat Riley's ball club has not really played as well as they could against the Dallas Mavericks. Pat feels that they've allowed the Dallas team to get into their offense much too early, and he may make a few changes in the backcourt to put more pressure on Derek Harper.
Well, what he's going to do is try to pick up earlier so that they can't time their plays as well. Now, this has to be backed up, though, by close front court play, because if you don't, you get burned real bad. And it's something radically different for the Lakers, because individually, the Lakers are not overwhelmingly individual defensive players.
Okay, how about Mark Aguirre? He has been a real force for Dallas in the last 3 ball games. What do the Lakers have to do to stop him?
Well, what they have to try to do is throw out the timing when he receives his passes, plus make him start his offensive moves further away from the basket.
Okay, we're talking about Mark Aguirre and the big offensive force that he has been for Dallas. We thought we'd ask him just what Dallas has to do to beat the Lakers.
Well, I think that the Lakers are such an explosive ball club. We can't let ourselves get behind. I think that if we do anything, we have to keep a 6 or 8 point cushion, and then we can withstand a Lakers spurt, because they have the ability to run off 6, 8 points at any time in the game.
Bill, what do you think about the approach that Mark Aguirre is taking psychologically, worrying about the start of the game?
Well, I would be a little worried about that, because you have to be ready to play any kind of game that develops. If the Lakers get out in front, you got to be willing to catch them. If you go in and thinking if they get a lead, all is lost, maybe all is lost.
Well, now, Dick Mott has been playing a little gamesmanship here with Pat Riley saying some things. He has never won in all of his playoff experience a game here in the Forum. He's 0-15. What do you think he's going to say to his ball club to get him ready?
Go out there, play the type of game we want to play, and do the things that we want to do. And one of the most important things for the Mavericks is to run the ball up under control. They don't want to get into a track beat with the Lakers, but they want to run them to make the Lakers have to get back and play defense.
Well, you can hear the decibel level losing here for the Lakers. We're going to be back with the exciting Game 5 in just a moment. Let's take a look at the starting lineups for Game 5 of this Western Conference semifinal action. Best of 7. Mark Aguirre, Sam Perkins in the front court. James Donaldson in the middle. It'll be Derek Harper and Rolando Blackman for head coach Dick Motta. And for the world champion Los Angeles Lakers and head coach Pat Riley, the familiar lineup of Kurt Rambis, James Worthy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the front line. In the backcourt, Byron Scott and Magic Johnson. The officials for tonight's ball game. On the left is Mike Mathis, Jess Kersey in the middle, and the alternate on the right is Tommy Nunez. And there is a good look at head coach Dick Motta, who has done an outstanding job with this young ball club, convincing them that they actually belong on the court with the defending world champions. He, with that 55 wins in the playoffs, moved ahead of Pat Riley on the all-time active coaching list for playoff victories. There you see Pat with 54. Pat had passed him last week, only to be repassed over the weekend.
Well, one of them will be ahead at the end of this season.
Very good, though.
Well ahead by the time it's over.
Wait a second, I read something into that.
Well, whoever wins it, 2 more ball games.
Well, but wait a second, that doesn't mean that Dallas will win in the next round. Okay, so you weren't saying anything. I was making it.
Yeah, I was.
Something. All right, we see the matchup now. Byron Scott is indeed on Harper to try and put the pressure on, so a matchup change right away. And Rolando
Blackman has, before this series, never played well in the playoffs against the Lakers. In this series, he's really played well. That's one of the main reasons that the Mavericks are in it now. What happens is
traveling against Worthy, no basket.
You'll have guys with outstanding games, but there are certain guys that have to have good games all the time for these other guys' good play to have a real effect.
So Pat Riley giving that gum a workout, and it'll really get a workout before the evening is over. Rambis on Aguirre. Second drive for Dallas. And nobody's been running at Mark in those first 2 possessions, and he starts off again with the hot hand. He was 10 of 13 in the first quarter, had 21 points the last ball game, wound up 19 for 30 for the game with 39 points. Tied his career high in the playoffs. And Kareem gave a little lean.
Now you notice that Kareem has got Donaldson 101. And the Mavericks don't mind this. They figure that most of the double teams don't stop him anyway. So they make him strictly a shooter and cut down his effectiveness as a passer.
We'll see how this matchup change works. Worthy is on Blackman. Magic now back over as the Lakers have been switching defensively. Harper, 2-pointer. He was on the line. Harper continues with the hot hand.
Starting out to shoot pretty well. Now Harper's had 2 great games in Dallas.
Bill, 71% in that first quarter. Then they scored 45 points against the Lakers, to tie an all-time NBA high that the Lakers had against Phoenix last year. Byron Scott can't find it. And Aguirre, who had another great game, rebounded, passed, did it all for the Dallas team, and only had 1 turnover. And he is definitely still warm. Don't wake that man up. 4 for Aguirre, and quickly the Mavericks off to that early lead, just what Mark Aguirre said they were hoping they could do. Nice back cut by Byron Scott, and the pass from Rambis.
That was an excellent pass.
And there's that matchup, Scott against Harper, but Harper was able to blow right by him, and Harper with 4 quick points, and the Dallas Mavericks jump up by 6 again. 9:35 left here in the first quarter. So Dallas getting that running game going, taking advantage of the Laker transition. Kareem on the second try. Rambis can't give a team 3 opportunities. Traveling against Kareem, no baskets. So 2 baskets early in the ball game, already nullified by traveling violations on the part of the Lakers. 1 by Worthy and 1 by Kareem.
And so far the Mavericks have been able to do what they want defensively, as well as offensively.
There's the pressure again by Scott. Harper pushes him off. Fans wanted the foul. Magic on Perkins now. Now they send 2 people at Aguirre. And Perkins was left alone, and he couldn't get it to fall. Kareem with a rebound. He only had 1 rebound in 39 minutes the other afternoon. Aguirre with another rebound off the Scott miss. Back come the Mavericks. Harper challenges Kareem. Kareem
now that's
wins.
what Dick Mata doesn't want.
Aguirre for the steal. Magic against Blackman. Over Perkins. Count the basket. And the foul. Well, watch that one again. Magic on Blackman. There's the grab and the hit. The continuation rule in effect.
And that was goaltending.
And the ball was definitely on its downward flight. Just
and that's the reason Dick Mata doesn't want them to run out of control.
He wants good shots, and the shot that Harper took against Kareem was not a good shot, even though Perkins had a great chance to put that rebound basket in. Had he done that, Dick probably would have thought twice about that shot, Bill. Coming up on the 8.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Shot clock goes to 10. Aguirre. Derek Harper has it blocked by Byron Scott. Back come the Lakers. They have 4 against 3, 5 against 3. Rambis taken away by Mark Aguirre. He loses the handle, and Harper is there. Blackman on the trail. And Rolando Blackman continues with his fine outside shooting. He has 4, Harper has 4, and Aguirre to account for all of the scoring for the Mavericks.
The Mavericks, Dick Mata's got to be feeling pretty good the way this team started.
Harper just knocked Magic to the ground, but Kareem comes through with a skyhook.
Now, the reason he has to feel good at home, this could be a danger that you get out on the emotional high and you really play. But when you get on the road, the letdown is not so great.
To the concentration on Rambis, trying to shut down Aguirre, who's been such a big force offensively for Dallas. Now Perkins posts up on Magic. Rambis to Scott, and here come the Lakers. 3 against 2. Now Dallas gets back very well. There's Johnson on the trail to Kareem. Foul, Perkins. And the Lakers transition working well now.
Now see, when Dallas gets off to a good start on the road, they're not emotionally as high. Let's take a look at that play. And the foul is right there.
And Magic's penetration set that one up as he drew 2 Mavericks to him.
I'm saying the Mavericks would not be as high on the road emotionally as they would in front of their home crowd. And what happens after the emotional rush is over, then you have to play the rest of the ball game. On the road, it is never that drastic a change as it is at home.
And so you feel that definitely would work in their favor here.
Yes.
Of course, it is nice to have 17,000 people rooting for everything that you do. Coming up on the 7-minute mark here of the first quarter. The Maverick lead has been cut to 2, and over the back is James Worthy, and there's one of the matchups that Bill discussed.
Talking about. It's really these 2 college teammates getting to know each other again.
Yes, and this time a little different circumstances. We have our first timeout, 6:59 remaining first quarter. The Lakers trail the Mavericks by 2.
Rick, this is a good example of why the Mavericks want to play one-on-one with Kareem. Now, here's Donaldson guarding him. Now, just Perkins gets over there too late to help anyway. So he gets to skyhook him, and that's the reason they want to play one-on-one, so that he doesn't have the option of passing to like Perkins' man.
Blackman on the penetration. Great job as he changed it with the left hand to get around Kareem. 6 for Blackman, leading scorer for Dallas right now. Worthy with the quickness. Gets the ball. First 2 for James Worthy. Kareem leading the way so far with 5 for Los Angeles. Blackman, watch out. Rolando Blackman has warmed up in Southern California. Byron Scott. Well, he missed his first 2 outside attempts, but now he's found the range. He has 4. Cuts it back to a 2-point Dallas lead. Pat Riley asking Byron Scott to do yeoman's work defensively to put more pressure on.
What he has to do is to make Harper have to turn his back to protect the ball.
Shot clock down to 5. 3-pointer Aguirre, and the long rebound goes back to Donaldson. Blackman taken away by Magic Johnson. 2 against 2. Magic against Harper. Foul on Harper.
Good play by Magic. It ended up okay. He might should have pulled up on that one, but he saw he had the guy beat. So that here's the good defensive play right here. Magic Johnson. Now he turns it into a good play here when he gets a step on him here and makes him have to play defense.
And a good move, as Magic made the first free throw, was when he made that little lean in to get Harper to commit to that lean, knowing full well that he was going to go the opposite way. The sign of an outstanding offensive player. Make that defensive man react to you, as we are tied at 5:45 here in the first quarter. Aguirre, he'll go to the free throw line. Rambis with the foul. They say that he pushed down low.
On that play, if Rambis had pushed with his right hand and just held his left hand up, that shot, he couldn't have got that shot off. And they would not have called a foul.
Well, at least not that official. Different angle.
No, the reason I say that, if he had his hand up, the play would have looked different.
Mark Aguirre comes through with the...
Although he does a good job, Rambis playing defense. He works hard and hits the board. It is the key to the Laker fast break on made and missed baskets, because he gets a lot of defensive rebounds, and he takes the ball out of bounds when the other team scores.
Byron thought about the three-pointer and found out that he had an easier pass to the basket, so he took 2. He has 6. And he leads the way scoring now for Los Angeles. Kareem and Magic right behind him with 5. And we are tied again. Worthy on Blackman. Rambis falls down and gives the open shot to Blackman, the toughest shot in the game. Too long.
Bad pass.
Magic can't save it. At least not to his own team. Quickly, Dallas comes back, and Blackman gets the opportunity shot, and he has been absolutely... I think he's perfect from the field, isn't he? Other than that block, if they counted that as a shot, he has 10 points.
That was a bad pass by Rambis. He threw the wrong type of pass.
They didn't give him a shot on a block shot, so he's 5 for 5 from the field. Blackman. 10 on the shot clock for Los Angeles. Perkins comes over to help, and they're going to call a foul against Kareem. Offensive foul. He cannot believe it. As Michael Cooper comes into the game for Los Angeles for Byron Scott. Kareem still...
Let's take another look at it and see what Kareem's complaining about. See if he...
Pretty good reason to complain, I think, Bill.
Yeah, I don't... You think the referee might have missed that one slightly, Rick?
Obviously, Kareem thought so. And the lob into Perkins, and the foul against Worthy. That will be number 2 against. That 2 against Worthy?
Yes, he had the left hand up, but the right hand was pulling the old jersey. Let's take another look at it here. Let's see if we can see where they... See, there's where he's holding on to him.
He's got the little right hand hook on him.
He just wants to make sure he doesn't leave while he's up in the air.
Blackman gets Worthy to jump in. That's 3 fouls on Worthy, and this could be a big factor in this game. James Worthy is going to have to go to the bench. Pat Riley can't take a chance of keeping him in, and this will change the substitution pattern of Coach Riley. He's going to bring AC Green in.
Will change their offense, because Worthy is one of those guys in the active part of the Laker offense, whereas now AC Green will be primarily playing the same type of ball that Kurt Rambis plays.
Yeah, well,
so they don't have that guy that's part of the offense. We have a guy that's a reacting player that goes to the offensive boards, but not a guy that they're working to get shots for. Plus, he's not as quick as James Worthy defensively.
And he certainly does not score like James Worthy, that's for sure. James,
well, I don't think they're going to spend a lot of time trying to get him a shot.
No, so other people are going to have to take up the slack. That means Magic may get more involved in the offense. And of course, Pat Riley would prefer that anyway.
And then Worthy is one of the key guys on the fast break for the Lakers.
Interesting. Rolando Blackman, who had made 15 of his last 16 free throw attempts, comes up with the miss. And Kareem just walks to the basket as they left an open path when they came to double team. You got to kind of close off the path to the basket, fellas. Traveling, Harper. And now Michael Cooper has the
You wonder how fast he gets back at Cooper so easy. Took little steps.
Michael Cooper, of course, a perennial all-defensive choice on either the first or the second team.
Foul on Harper.
That'll be Harper's second.
He bounced off of Kurt Rambis, and that's what caused the foul. He ran to that pick and bounced off.
Aguirre to the bench, Jay Vincent. And now Jay Vincent has really been struggling in the playoffs thus far, Bill. He has not really had a particularly good playoff series. He's shooting only 34.7 this year, averaging 9 points. He had been averaging 15 in his lifetime. And Kareem has established himself offensively early. He has 9 points. And the Lakers have taken the lead. 3:15 remaining here in the first quarter. Perkins tip in, no basket. Over the back as Perkins got the tip. Maurice Lucas coming in for Los Angeles, Brad Davis for Dallas.
And another thing you notice in the playoffs, especially, Rick, a lot of things that work at home don't work on the road.
And that's the second foul against Perkins. There's a look at Brad Davis. His mother came up to me before the game and said, "Do you mind if we win this game big?" And I said, "Yes, we do." I said, we don't really care too much who wins or loses. We just want the game to be competitive and close, go down to the wire like the last games have been. If they've been anything like the last 3 games, we should have quite an entertaining evening on our hands. 3:04 left here in the first quarter, and it has again indeed been another nip and tuck battle as Los Angeles has the 1-point lead.
And the Lakers have not shot free throws very well in this series, especially going down the stretch.
Yeah, and Magic in particular shooting only in the 60s when he was 7th in the NBA with 87% during the regular season. And Dick Motta is not letting him forget him that he's been missing the free throws either. A little bit of the gamesmanship. Here's the 2-man game. Shot clock to 10. And this time Vincent hits the first one. That should help his confidence. His first points. And it's tied again at 2:45 in the first. Perkins winds up on Kareem. And Magic Johnson with a 2-pointer. He has 7. Perkins. And Lucas made him change it. Rebound to Cooper. Dallas back very well defensively. Magic again. Magic and Kareem.
Well, we know when
have 9.
It's going to be taken up.
Timeout, Dick Motta. Lakers' biggest lead of the game. They lead by 4. This Sunday afternoon, following the Phillies and Braves game, it will be the gateway to goodwill with coverage of the United States and the USSR gymnastics exhibition coming to you from the Nassau Coliseum. Please join Charlie Neal and Bart Connor this Sunday following the Braves baseball on Superstation WTBS for Gateway to Goodwill. And then after tonight's ball game, you can also watch the Braves play the Reds. Hawaiian special will be. It'll be prime time in Hawaii, so all the Hawaiian people can be on tune. As Detlef Schrempf makes a move to the basket as he came into the ball game. Donaldson with the big rebound. Vincent, another 2-pointer as Jay Vincent is starting to find the range, and that could help the Dallas cause. Magic Johnson again. 3 in a row for Magic Johnson from the outside. He has 11. Back up to a 4-point Laker lead as we're at 1.5 minutes left here in the first quarter. Two rookies, Green and Schrempf, on each other. Traveling against Vincent. He had faked Maurice Lucas out, but he traveled as he made his move to the basket. Magic again. Blackman with the rebound. Plenty of Lakers back. Brad Davis. Schrempf. The left-hand won't drop. Lucas doing what he's done so well all season for the Lakers, rebounding in his reserve role.
Now the Mavericks went down not really under control that time, and Dick Motta has to slow them down a little bit so that they can remain competitive. They cannot get in the running game.
And they can't let that happen. Jump ball, good defensive play to save it. They sent a bunch of men at Kareem, and that's exactly what Dick was afraid of, the passing game of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Here you see him draw the traffic. There's the good cut by A.C. Green, but the good defensive play.
That was a foul.
To be tied up by Vincent. Final 40 seconds here of the first quarter.
But it's so difficult to not double team Kareem when you see him there and you know that the guy's guarding him is in such deep trouble.
But you should wait until he puts it on the floor. Otherwise, it's still no chance. And this time, Vincent can't find it. Kareem with another rebound. So obviously, he's thinking more about defensive rebounding. Shrimp off the Cooper miss. And the Mavericks will play for one final shot. Pat Riley had told Kareem, or said that he was going to ask Kareem to concentrate more on getting some rebounds, because if he rebounds defensively, it allows his team to get out and break much better. And he only had one in 39 minutes.
That's where you get your rest, if you really want to rest on offense, is get a good, make them throw the ball away like that with 3 seconds, though.
Magic will get the three-pointer off. It's going to be close. That takes care of business for the first 12 minutes here at the Forum, and the defending world champions find themselves still in a dogfight because they only lead the Mavericks by 4. From the Forum, getting ready for the second quarter. And Bill, we said that games within the games. We talked at the start of the show. We mentioned 2 of the matchups, but there was another one that you're interested in: Maurice Lucas and Jay Vincent off the bench.
Well, what's so important about this? See, I think that you have to have at least 8 guys to play regular for you during the playoffs. Now here, the matchup, Lucas and Vincent. Now he took steps and what Lucas has been able to do, and what the Lakers have been able to do, is get Jay Vincent to be inefficient. He's had more turnovers than points.
Shooting very, very poorly, although he's off to a good start tonight, 2 for 3 so far. There's a look at Maurice Lucas, who is known to intimidate quite a few players.
Well, distracted, we might say, right?
I think he does a lot more than distract, Bill. There they are down the other end, so Vincent tries to return the favor. Shrimp. McGuire back into the ball game for Dallas. Cooper all over Davis. Shrimp right around Magic Johnson. There's no one shut off the baseline. Little breakdown that time for Los Angeles.
The primary defensive man has to sit up the baseline.
And you did say, Bill, that the Lakers were vulnerable on the baseline. You mentioned that last week. And Goodmanson, who was come in for Kareem, commits a foul. He sets an offensive pick, and he has a tendency to pick up fouls quickly.
Well, he moved that pick about 6 yards.
Donaldson getting a rest since Kareem's on the bench. Donaldson has done yeoman's work as Bill Wennington is coming into the ball game. Donaldson has played in the last 6 games 46, 41, 40, 48, and 48 minutes. It's in the last 5 games. Played a lot of time.
He probably lost a couple of pounds.
McGuire, shot clock down to 10. Back to Vincent. That's Goodmanson. They've got Shrimp on Magic Johnson. And Magic takes him to the hole. 13 points for Magic Johnson.
And he can't believe he didn't get a foul call on that play.
Michael Cooper commits the foul before the ball was thrown in bounds, and that will be a 2-shot foul against Los Angeles.
And I think Magic hurt his shoulder on that last play.
Well, he battled pretty hard against Shrimp trying to get position. You can see him grimacing. We will remind you that at the conclusion of the game, we'll be selecting the Miller Lite Most Valuable Player of the game. And in conjunction with the award, Turner Broadcasting and Miller Lite will present a check for $500 to the National Multiple Sclerosis Society in that player's name. Davis, who had that big game number 4 against Utah for the Dallas Mavericks, has really not been much of a factor in this particular series. Seen limited playing time and has not really shot the ball well, although this time Dallas gets a break off of that miss. Vincent takes it to the hole on Lucas.
I guess he made sure he make that one. I mean, that was a bad play on the Lakers' part. You should never let a guy get the offensive rebound on the free throw.
6 points now.
Because it takes a real mental lapse to do that.
Johnson draws some traffic and was lucky he didn't throw it away. Wennington is there to stop the shot by A.C. Green on the second try. Aguirre's got Vincent on the left, but he goes to Shrimp on the right, and he takes it home. And now all of a sudden Dallas has turned things around as they have tied the ball game at the 10-15 mark here in the second quarter. Byron Scott will be coming back in for Pat Riley momentarily. Shot clock to 10. Foul is going to be against Bill Wennington. Magic Johnson on the drive with the first Maverick foul here in the second quarter as Scott comes in for Magic. Magic leads with 13 points.
Magic has been pretty much carrying the Lakers in the first part of this game.
Along with Kareem, who had 9, and he's on the bench resting as well. So Pat Riley trying to see if his second unit can still control things here. Cooper flat on that shot. A.C. Green, who does such a good job on the offensive boards, keeps it alive and gives the Lakers another chance. Excellent first-round draft pick for Los Angeles, considering where they were in the draft, picking so far down the list. Davis almost got the steal. He gets the rebound. Back comes Dallas. 4 against 3. Aguirre. Vincent is there. Goodmanson with the foul. And so again, Dallas is able to take advantage of the Laker transition game as they are able to get breaks and easy opportunities.
And they came out lucky on that one to get the foul, because they probably should have held it up on that one, because Dick Motta has a lot of action there. Dick Motta wants him to run the ball up, but always under control. So if you don't have a real good shot, run the offense. Go right into your offense. That way the Lakers don't have a chance to set up when they're very good when they set up defensively.
Now, amazingly, as roughhoused and bogarted as Mark Aguirre was in that replay that we saw, he's not the guy at the free throw line. he was kind of manhandled just a bit. However, Vincent took care of things, gives the Mavericks the lead, and Vincent is off to another outstanding game. He had a good one in game number 1. That's the only good game he's really played in the playoffs. Good. Anytime he can get 2 points, that's a real plus for Los Angeles. Tied again for the 5th time in the ball game. We're going to call a foul against
Aguirre, because all he had to do was hold position, and he didn't. That's a real hard thing to do, Rick, especially that far out, is to hold that position until the ball is passed, and then you can give the guy a push.
Right. Cooper, Schrempf knocks it away as he crashes into Wennington. It's going to be Los Angeles ball as James Donaldson now comes in for Bill Wennington. Nine minutes left here in the second quarter. AC Green. Donaldson losing it out of bounds.
And he is saying, rightly so, that Goodmanson was over his back.
Obviously, Dick Motta agrees with you, Bill, and he also agrees with Donaldson. Now, Kareem.
Well, that doesn't count, I don't think, Rick.
No, it doesn't.
Only if the referees agree does it really make a lot of difference.
Grant Kareem played 39 minutes in the game Sunday.
The Lakers are not shooting that well from the outside, so they've got to get inside. And now they're not leaving one-on-one now.
And they'd come up with a good play defensively that time as they decided to go for the double team, and Kareem couldn't find a teammate.
There was a triple team that time.
Nobody was cutting to the basket that time. They're rather stagnant.
Well, the Laker offense is really out of sync right now. That's the reason they're not hitting the outside shot so well.
And Mark Aguirre will go to the free throw line. AC Green will pick up the foul. And Aguirre, who made free throws earlier, has not been shooting particularly well from the line, Bill. He was 12 for 24 after he started off 16 for 18 in the first 2 games against Utah. So he's not shooting well in this series.
Still isn't, like you said, Rick. We're going to have to speak to him about that.
Well, you talked about the game in the first quarter. The Lakers went inside 12 times. They were 8 for 12 for 67%. Dallas went inside 10 times, 2 for 10 for only 20%. As Aguirre, again, continues with the erratic free throw shooting. Cooper, three-pointer.
On AC Green, and he got mugged.
He got mugged, exactly. And Aguirre just kind of bogarted him again, and Green got the foul. So the rookie pays the price again.
It's the way you look when you do those things, I guess.
Dallas shot exceptionally well, Bill, in that first quarter. 9 for 15 in the outside, 60% from the outside. 10 on the shot clock. Aguirre over Green.
And I tell you, Donaldson is trying to wear Kareem down because they're like 2 bull elephants trying to take up a water hole.
Lucas. That's Vincent. Aguirre's last basket gave him 8 points for the game. Vincent over Kareem as he got by Lucas. Tough bounce. Lucas controls. 3 against 3. Cooper. Cooper came from out of bounds inside to get the rebound. They're going to call a loose ball foul against Byron Scott.
He kind of ran over, I think it was Brad Davis.
I think it was Detlef Schrempf.
Whoever it is, he gave him a pretty good whack.
They both have blonde hair.
I was thinking that, Rick. And they're both kind of tall.
Kung-Fu has not really been much of a factor offensively in this playoff series. Getting his first taste of what NBA playoff experience is like, and this young man in years to come will, I think, become one of the better players in the NBA. He certainly has all of the natural tools for it, but it's a matter of confidence. And the only way to get that is by playing. Mavericks lead by 3. 7:15 remaining here in the second quarter. Kareem will go to the free throw line.
You know what happened, Rick? They started out playing Kareem one-on-one. It was pretty effective. But after you get past the initial rush, the bad habits that you pick up, and here comes Shrimp reaching for the ball.
And also Vincent.
Yes, and so he drew a crowd. And they were saying that the discipline was to make him play one-on-one. Kareem can take advantage of a double team better than any other player in the league.
He has 12. Second team foul, first against Donaldson. And Blackman has returned. Cooper all over him. Traveling on Vincent. So the Lakers working hard to pressure the ball, and they've caused a few turnovers. And Pat Riley wants to discuss things. Dick Motta still applauding the efforts of his ball club. They are tied at 36 with 6:57 left in the first half.
Who took the case of Miller Lite? Well, everyone had a motive.
Because light tastes great?
Yeah!
Or because light's less filling?
I know who did it, and that's your first clue.
It's no mystery that there's only one light beer, Miller Lite.
In an independent test, new car shoppers compared 1986 Renault Encore to 1986 Ford Escort. On roominess, Renault won. Pickup and passing, Renault won. In styling, Renault's European design won again. In fact, Renault won over Ford in 29 of 30 categories. Renault Encore 550 protection, one of America's best small car protection plans.
The one to watch, the one to watch, the one to watch.
Recently, the people of Bracciano, Italy, were asked to taste some very special Italian pies. They weren't baked by someone's grandmother, or even a famous chef. They were made by Pizza Hut. We call our Italian pies Briazzo. And now that the people of Bracciano have experienced them, we invite you to do the same.
Now the curveball is hit to deep left field. How do you like it? Home run, Murph!
Now, Rick, this is where Kareem normally hurts the team. Jay Benson is not guarding anyone, and this is the guy that should be cutting through the middle for the Lakers, and he's not. And as he ends up, when he finally does cut through, James Johnson is able to steal the ball.
And you see finally Maurice Lucas comes over. Aguirre was in there battling him. They didn't have any cuts to the basket like they normally do. I think that Cooper should have cut first as soon as Shrimp turned his head.
Well, as I said, the Lakers are out of sync a little bit right now, and they're not controlling the tempo. This is the part of the game where it's a struggle for control.
Magic Johnson back in. Michael Cooper playing forward now. Kareem. He has 14.
That usually takes control.
Lakers up by 2.
Now look where Donaldson is so that he can get Kareem. Good shot by Brett. Johnson was out of the three-point line, so the Kareem has to come out at least to the foul lines and opens the middle up a little bit.
First 2 for Davis, ties it again. And when you double team, someone's open, and that time Dallas found them. Byron Scott.
Bad shot.
20-footer, 122 as Blackman goes up for one against Magic. And Blackman all of a sudden now has lost the hot hand that he had earlier since coming off the bench. Here comes Los Angeles. Cooper from Magic. Cooper's first points of the game.
The last couple of times down at Dallas is let the Lakers dictate a running game. And so they're going down and taking a shot and not making the Lakers have to work that 8 or 10 seconds or maybe 14 seconds they need to get a breakdown defensively.
In this quarter, Los Angeles 3 for 9 from the outside. This time they go inside. Dallas does, and McGuire can't get it. And knocked away by Donaldson. Kareem tried to get the fast break going. That's Lucas on Aguirre. Takes it home.
And again, they let the guy go baseline. And when he goes baseline, there's no help available.
Aguirre now has 10. Just a little different than Sunday when he had 21 in the first quarter. But Dallas still fighting tough as Kareem has really exerted
Kareem
himself.
got that one worked. Magic cut through after he made the pass, like you said Cooper should have done earlier.
16 for Kareem. Kareem had 33 in the game on Sunday. That's the most by any Laker this year in the playoffs, and he's well on his way to surpassing that if he continues at this rate. Shot clock goes inside of 10 for Dallas. Vincent against Magic. Kareem came over. It looked like he might have got a finger on it, but the basket still goes in. That's 10 points for Vincent off the bench, so he is finally having a good game for the Dallas Mavericks after being a non-entity in the last 3 ball games. Aguirre comes over to help out as Kareem makes the turn to the basket and draws the foul. Harper and Perkins back in for Dallas, and Rambis in for Los Angeles. Lucas to the bench, and Vincent and Davis to the bench for Dallas. 13
now
foul
I
against the
expect with
Mavericks.
the substitution of Rambis for the Laker fast break to pick up a little bit. And the reason for that is he gets the rebounds and gets the ball to Magic as well as anyone. Plus, he makes that quick pass in on the missed basket, so on the made basket. So that maybe they'll pick up the tempo a little bit.
That young man there is only shooting 7 for 8 so far in the game. From the field, that is. He has 17 points in the game, and he also has 4 rebounds already and 2 assists. Magic almost came up with a good play defensively. And this is what can happen if they can force Dallas to go into their setup game, Bill. They have a chance to run that tough pressing defense that they can in the half court. It's much better than some people will give them credit for. And Scott almost came up with it. He was out of bounds, however, so 2 good moves on the part of the Lakers, but they both came up just a bit short. Ten on the shot clock. Scott all over Blackman. Illegal defensive warning against Los Angeles.
33. Because Donaldson is going to half court. And so the Kareem has to stay above the foul line defensively.
He gets air sick out there, doesn't he?
Oh, the air gets so thin out there, you can't believe it.
There you see Dallas with points off the offensive rebounds.
There's that outlet by Rambis that I was talking about.
Scott, 2-pointer. Harper. Aguirre over Kareem.
Take that, big person.
12 for Mark Aguirre. And Dallas has regained the lead at the 3:45 mark here. A 4th lead change. We've already had 9 ties. Kareem finally misses. Aguirre with another rebound.
But that wasn't that was a jump hook rather than a sky hook.
Aguirre with 5 rebounds. Harper had it momentarily. Good save underneath Donaldson. Takes it home. Good pass. I was able to see the floor. Donaldson with his first points of the ball game.
Good hustle by the Dallas Mavericks on that point.
Mavericks up by 3. Their biggest lead of the game was 6 early in the first quarter. Biggest lead for the Lakers has been 4. That's what they led at the end of the first quarter. 3-pointer. Count it for Cooper. There's pressure on Harper. Shot clock to 10. Harper. Donaldson tries to keep it alive, and he gets another try. Kareem is going to be called for the foul, I believe, reaching in. No, they're going to call it on, let's see. Will it be Kareem? It looked like Kareem. It is on Kareem, his 2nd personal foul. Watch the action again underneath the basket.
And the Lakers need to put a handle on it.
And we'll be back after you see the battle underneath the basket. The foul was on Kareem. Tomorrow night, you'll be able to see more exciting NBA playoff action here on the Superstation. When we come live to you from Milwaukee, the Bucks will be hosting the 76ers in Game 5. That one's all tied up at 2-2 as well. And Bob Neal and Red Auerbach will be bringing you all of the action in that game beginning at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's tomorrow night right here on the Superstation. James Donaldson at the free throw line after the Kareem foul. And James breaks the tie. Donaldson.
I think the Mavericks
very well from the free throw line, Bill.
The Mavericks have been very pleased with the trade of James Donaldson.
He's averaging 11.4 rebounds during the playoffs. That's almost 2 rebounds a game better than during the regular season, and shooting 91% from the free throw line and 72 from the field. Kareem with 10 on the shot clock. He has 19. Tied for the 11th time. Again, Donaldson out high to bring Kareem with him. Blackman. Magic with good defense to get in his way. And here they come, 2 against 1. It's actually 4 against 1, but Magic takes it by himself. Derek Harper couldn't stop him. 15 for Magic Johnson. He has 6 assists in the game.
In order to stop that ball, you got to get at least a step ahead and be able to cut him off. And Harper had to hustle just to keep up.
The Laker half-court off defense working very well. Shot clock goes underneath 10. Again, the pressure by the Lakers. Shot clock to 3. Aguirre forces up an off-balance shot. Perkins gives them another try, but they're going to call an offensive foul. Say it's going a loose ball foul is going to be called against Perkins as he went for that rebound. Dick Motta, Bobby Weiss's assistant, upset. Minute 31 left here in the first half, and now that's 3 fouls on Perkins. And if you just joined us, James Worthy got into foul trouble early in the first quarter. It's changed the entire substitution pattern for Coach Pat Riley. And obviously, as Bill has pointed out, it's thrown the Lakers a little bit out of sync as they have been struggling, and the Mavericks have been playing tough, and they're only 2 points behind. Make it 4. As Magic has exerted himself and taken up the slack when Worthy went out. He has 17. Kareem has 19. Matches the biggest lead of the game thus far by Los Angeles. 10 on the shot clock for Dallas. Vincent, not a good shot. And Dallas all of a sudden has not had good shot selection, but credit the Laker defense. Magic again. 22nd timeout being called by head coach Dick Motta, and Dallas will have a chance to get 2 shots to the Lakers 1 with 49 on the shot clock. And Dick Motta would like to see them get 2 baskets. And we will remind you at this time that the program you're watching is authorized under rants that are granted by the National Basketball Association, and they're solely for the entertainment of you, our audience. And any publication, reproduction, or the use of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited. And Bill, right now, Dallas is probably lucky that they only have 49 seconds left in the half, because they are definitely out of sync, and the Lakers have done it, I think, with their half-court defense. They've slowed down the tempo of the Dallas attack.
Well, you know, it's a matter of willpower, and the coach has a plan, and you got to have guys out there to take out that plan. And there are all kinds of distractions and things that keep you from executing the plan. At this point, the Lakers are following Riley's plan a little better than the Mavericks are following Dick Motta's plan.
And you can see the points off of the breaks, 9 for each team. Obviously, the Lakers feel that they should have a much higher advantage in that department, but they have done a good job here late in the second quarter of slowing Dallas's attack down. Shot clock goes to 10. Look at the defense of Scott. Shot clock is down to 5. 3-pointer, Harper. 6 for 6 for Harper over the last 3 ball games. 7 points for Derek Harper, and he has been phenomenal from 3-point range. He's 8 for 11 for the series. He's been terrific. 3-pointer, Cooper. Another try for Cooper from 2. Ramos with a 3rd try. The Lakers by 3. Dallas to get the last shot. Vincent. And the Los Angeles Lakers, fighting to regain a lead here in this best-of-7 playoff series, find that they can't shake off these Dallas Mavericks. They led by 4 at the end of the first quarter.
We are back. So is my buddy Walt Bellamy. And earlier this evening, we were talking about what happened to the Atlanta Hawks tonight in Boston Garden. They were completely dismantled. Did that surprise you at all? Did you think it was going to be closer?
Well, by all means, the way that Atlanta came out on Sunday, realizing that they were down 3-1, I certainly expect a great deal of intensity in tonight's game. But as we all know, Boston being Boston in the Gardens, along with the fans, the parquet floor, it was just too much for the Hawks tonight.
36 in a row and still counting. Now in another game this evening, that Houston-Denver game from the Summit, pretty much the same thing. The Rockets just blew them right out of the arena. Ralph Sampson, that scare in Boston late in the season, I think it was March where he fell, hurt his back. Boy, is he back. And tonight, he and Elijah won 35 rebounds and 69 points between them.
Well, again, in the Houston game, we knew that the Twin Towers, as they are known in Houston, would certainly be affected. We also know that going out to Denver, each team has certainly won on each other's floor. I would say that the altitude certainly will be affected. We all know that Doug Moe, you could see the confidence knowing that he is going back to Denver, certainly is expecting something on the at the next game. But again, it was just an awesome display of basketball talent with 69 points and 35 rebounds between the towers. And I'm sure that to win the series, and of course looking ahead to Los Angeles or Dallas, they certainly will have to display the same kind of talent that they did this evening.
Okay, the altitude probably will be a factor. If you've seen any of the previous games at McNichols Arena featuring the Rockets and the Nuggets, you know that the Rockets have been on the bench sucking up a lot of oxygen, supposing they can take that game. And I really, it's so tough to call right now, but how do you see, do you think that series is going to go 7 games?
Well, I would think, based on the fact that each team certainly has one in their own building, that without taking a staff, I would think that it would go 7 games. But as I say, if they play the way, if Houston plays the way they played tonight, it could be all over in Denver.
Now, at the end of that game, Pistons head coach Chuck Daly said that he expected the Los Angeles Lakers, excuse me, to come out with pretty much the same fervor and ferocity that both the Celtics and the Rockets did. It hasn't happened.
No, and I would say that one factor would be the James Worthy. Of course, James was not in the game. Lucas did come in. There was some intensity between he and Vincent, but it never materialized as Chuck had so ably predicted. But again, Los Angeles being Los Angeles, certainly they have not been taken out of their game, unlike Dallas certainly has been using the perimeter or getting the perimeter shots, but they haven't been making them the first half. And we know that Los Angeles certainly will come out in the second half with their running game. They get away from the half-court game. And of course, we saw earlier display that when they did go into the half-court game, there were no cutters on the Los Angeles team.
Yeah.
Kareem was holding the ball, and then he went into taking his shots. He had certainly gone to rebound and defensive to start them off running, to keep the running game going.
And defensively, the Lakers were giving up the baseline as much as I've ever seen them and really getting hurt by it.
By all means, and someone certainly should be protecting the baseline, and I'm sure that Coach Mata certainly made note of this, and I'm sure that perhaps, hopefully, that may be an advantage for Dallas in the second half.
On to the other Eastern Conference semifinal. You'll see Game 5 here tomorrow night, the Bucks and the Sixers. The eventual winner of that one, who matches up better with Boston? And Boston is going to be well-rested and ready.
Well, as you heard Coach Jones, Casey Jones, say at the top of the program, that either of the teams certainly would not be an advantage. And of course, the style of which they are playing now, I'm sure that Boston certainly will be rested for them. They're certainly sitting back. But I would say that with Moses out, perhaps Philadelphia probably would stand a better chance. But of course, they also have some injuries. Philadelphia has some injuries. Yep. Moncrief is out with Milwaukee. It should be a good series, and we're looking forward to that.
All right, Walt, thanks for being with us again. Now, for the second half of a great ball game from the Los Angeles Forum, let's go back to Englewood. Rick Barry, and Bill Russell standing by. Gents?
Guy. Hey, by the way, we're not going to let Walt Bellamy off the hook, because we've got a great story about Walt Bellamy and Bill Russell. We'll tell you about that one. Hey, by the way, we're not going to let Walt Bellamy off the hook, because we've got a great story about Walt Bellamy and Bill Russell. We'll tell you about that one later. Bill, right now, I would be concerned if I was Pat Riley.
Yes and no, Rick. He played the first half without James Worthy. He had to struggle with his substitution pattern, because to get the team that you want out there, it's very difficult when you get that kind of foul trouble with one of your key players. And he has not been able to play the team he wanted to play the first half.
Well, but when you get performances like you got out of Magic and out of Kareem, and you still only have a 3-point lead, I would think Dick Mott will be very pleased.
Well, I suppose he should be. You're only 3 points down, but it's a long 24 left.
Okay, what does Dallas have to do? I mean, I think the Lakers really established themselves defensively there late in the second quarter with their half-court offense and slowing down the tempo of the game. They seem to get things back in their favor and get in their game plan.
What Dallas has to do, Rick, is to run the ball up under control, like they started the game. Then you end up with good shots because the Laker transition game, they depend on the time to set that defense up. And if you run the ball up under control, you can start your offense before they get a chance to get really set. And I think that where the Mavericks let themselves down was double and triple teaming Kareem, because they were doing a good job if they kept him Johnson playing one-on-one and left it like that.
Well, we'll see what adjustments both coaches have made when we come back with the start of the second half of this very exciting NBA playoff game. Barry back with Bill Russell. Let's check out the statistics for the first half of this ball game. But first we'll take a look at Mark Aguirre making a move here off of the pass from Harper, as he makes a good job freezing Kareem and is able to get up before Kareem is able to time his jump. Mark Aguirre did an outstanding job in the first half with 12 points. And Kareem down the other end, who led the way for the Lakers with 19 points, takes care of James Donaldson on this move as he goes with the left hand, and he's been very successful with that move against Donaldson, who's been playing him for the right hand. And there are your scoring leaders for both ball clubs. And Bill, you were talking about Walt Bellamy. We'll check the statistics in a moment. You're saying a lot of players challenged you before in the old days when you played, and Walt Bellamy was one of them. This guy had no conscience.
Absolutely no conscience, Rick. One night we were playing in Baltimore. I blocked 15 of his shots. He still made 42 points. Everything I didn't block, he made. So he goes 15 for 30. But can you imagine you get 15 shots blocked and keep right on shooting?
Hey, listen, that's the sign of what I think is a great offensive player. James Worthy back into the starting lineup for Pat Riley. Sat out most of the first half with 3 personal fouls. Perkins has 3 fouls as Magic gets in there. Rambis with the rebound. Another try. Donaldson gets a finger on it, and Magic again. And finally, Dallas will come away with it. And they were lucky to dodge the bullet that time, giving that many opportunities to the Lakers. And the Laker intensity on the half-court defense nowhere near what it was, as Blackman on the good cut to the basket. Orlando Blackman now has...
That was a breakdown defensively. That was supposed to be help on that play. Didn't show up.
13 for Blackman. He had 11 in the first quarter, was shut out in the second period. Cuts it to that 1-point Laker lead. Scott and Blackman, who've been having quite a battle amongst themselves. Rambis tries to come up with it.
Here comes Derek Harper challenging Magic. And winning.
Harper now has 9. And all of a sudden the Mavericks have regained the lead in the first minute and 10 seconds of the second half. Rambis. And again, they came to help out. They came to help out.
Right. And that's the things that Marta didn't want Kareem to be able to do.
4 for Rambis. Lakers back in the lead. Harper. Magic with the rebound. 3 against 4. Dallas back very well. James Worthy. 4 now for Worthy. Lakers back up to that 3-point lead they enjoyed at the half. Their biggest lead has only been 4. They led by that at the end of the first quarter. They've now played 2 minutes here in the third. Shot clock inside of 10. Great back cut on the part of Blackman, and the excellent pass from Aguirre, and the foul is going to be against Magic Johnson.
Now what Magic did not do then is open up defensively. And let's take another look at the play here. And we'll see Blackman cutting without the ball. Now there, see Magic lost him.
Well, he kind of
he was feeling for him.
He made that move outside and he got Magic leaning, Bill, and that's all you need is to get the guy leaning one way, because you know you're going to go the other way and the guy has to react to you.
But if you take a step toward the baseline, you can cut off his path and still stay with him.
Sounds good.
In theory. That always works when you go to X's and O's.
Because that's what makes coaching so tough. I mean, you tell them what they have to do, and then it's another thing to get them to do it. Blackman now with 15.
Because there's always some things they can do that you can't tell them to do.
The first half, Los Angeles shot 51%. Dallas only 45%. Actually, a little under that. And James Worthy had a lot of rest, so his arm is ready to go. He's got 6 now. Lakers again by 3. Two ex-teammates guarding one another, Worthy and Perkins.
And good defensive play by James Worthy on that one. He didn't come with the steal, but he didn't disrupt the offense.
8 seconds on the shot clock for the Mavericks. Blackman with the pass to Donaldson. Excellent play by Rolando Blackman.
Yes, because when he first started, it looked like it was going to be a shot.
6 now for Donaldson.
Boy, did Kurt Rambis set a nice pick there. It only moved about a half a yard.
Perkins gets to Scott. This. Harper to Blackman. Blocked by Magic Johnson. Back comes Los Angeles. It's 4 against 3. Magic to Worthy. Worthy again. Worthy with 6 quick points here in the third quarter. The Lakers still holding on to that 3-point lead they had at the half. Aguirre.
And that's what the Mavericks have to do. Now they ran the ball up, and they set the offense up off of the run without losing control.
Not enabling the Lakers to actually double teams. He took
They didn't have a chance to double team.
Worthy. Foul Perkins. That's 4 fouls against Sam Perkins. That will cause Dick Motter to make a move, perhaps. But remember, in game 2, he did not take Aguirre out when he picked up his 5th, and here's the move again.
And he let him go baseline. Although he did step out of bounds.
The foul occurred before he stepped out of bounds. It's one of the reasons he stepped out of bounds. Magic draws some traffic and illegal defense.
That happens quite a bit when it's like 3 seconds offensively. That'll happen when the guys got control of the ball. Defensively, the guys get frozen away from the ball just like the guys do offensively in the 3-second zone.
Perkins out, Vincent in, and because Vincent is having one of his better games here in the playoffs, Dick Motta not hesitant to go to him when Perkins picked up that 4th personal foul. You see the score, and we have 8:11 left here in the third quarter. Scott off the double screen. Aguirre with another rebound. Back come the Lakers, and now they're getting that transition game. And Harper will go to the free throw line as Magic Johnson will pick up the foul.
Now they pick up the foul on this particular play. But I think they might have been, even if they did make the foul, they might have been better off if they'd held it up on that play. Because what happens is there's a trend. You have to be careful that you don't get into of running without having complete control of the situation.
Something you felt that Dallas was not doing at 2 different stages in the first half, Bill. The second one coming late in the second quarter when the Lakers were able to reestablish themselves and get the lead after Dallas had made a move at them. Derek Harper, who has actually played, has to be over the last 3 games, Bill, the finest 3 games he's ever put back-to-back in his career. Been outstanding. And it was tonight, 2 years ago, that Harper dribbled out the clock when they were down by 1 in that overtime loss to the Lakers in the playoffs. Vincent on Worthy. Worthy now with 8 quick points here in the third quarter. He has 10 for the ball game.
Well, he's got a lot of shots to make up that he missed the first half, right?
That's right. Lakers now back in the lead again. 9 lead changes so far. Blackman slipped. Shot clock inside of 10. That's Magic on Aguirre. 3 on the shot clock, and Aguirre over Kareem, fading away. Mark Aguirre with 16 points. Dallas refusing to fold. Vincent off the Kareem miss.
That was not the shot that Kareem wanted.
Aguirre off the screen from Donaldson. Mark Aguirre starting to warm up. He's got 6 quick points here in the third. He has 18 for the game. Pat Riley not happy the way things are progressing, and he has called a timeout with 6:45 to go in the third quarter, and the Laker three-point lead has disappeared. Instead, the Mavericks lead by 3.
A while back, a friend of mine talked me into trying his brand of smokeless tobacco, Kodiak. And I'm glad he did, because Kodiak's mighty good. It's moist and fresh with a big old wintergreen flavor and a special cut that packs just right. Now I hope I've convinced you to try some Kodiak, but if not, maybe my friend can. Pretty convincing, ain't he? Good boy.
Mario, Larry Wall from New York. Ah, Larry, did you get the sample of red silk? Yes, well, I might be interested.
In addition to tomorrow night's game between the Bucks and the 76ers here on the Superstation, we'll also have the Eastern semifinal Game 6 for you between the Bucks and the 76ers as they go back to Philadelphia for that one. And that action will begin immediately following the Phillies and Braves baseball game as this Friday on the Superstation. So we hope you'll join us for those two playoff confrontations. That's been a very interesting series as well, all knotted up at 2-2. And this series has been even more than interesting, with Dallas tied with the Lakers 2-2 and in the lead here in the third quarter. 6:35 left. And they're not in the lead. Well, they're still in the lead by 1 now as Kareem comes up with his first points of the second half. He now has 21. Lakers now 5 for 10 on inside attempts here in the third quarter. Dallas tries to go inside with Blackman. Donaldson was able to keep it alive along with Vincent. Blackman again inside, and he'll go to the free throw line. Vic Mata off the bench cheering on his young ball club. Pat Riley concerned down the other end.
Good penetration by Blackman, and let's see, here's the foul right there, Kareem.
Third on Kareem, third team foul on the Lakers. Bill, and talking about the inside games and the outside shooting in that first half, Los Angeles inside had 15 of their 23 field goals for 65% of their offense. Dallas was only 9 of their 21 field goals for 43%. So they've gone exclusively outside. 57% of their offense outside, 12 for 21. And Los Angeles only 8 for 23 outside, 35%. Blackman, who had been shooting so well from the free throw line, has come up with a couple of misses tonight. Actually, he's had 3 misses. Still has 15 points, and we have 6 minutes left in the third. Foul against Harper. That's going to be Harper's third personal.
Now Harper forced Magic too far out to really post him up.
And Magic has perseverance, but he throws the ball away. Lakers get back very well this time defensively. Good cut by Harper, and the pass from Vincent, and the foul is on Rambis. That was excellent, excellent play. Good
The defense was outstanding down there because Harper forced Magic outside, and that's what caused it. And there's a good pass there for it to cause a foul there. We still got to make the free throws.
Magic looked like he was going to go over to try and help out and double team, and he got caught with his head turn. Then Harper wisely cut to the basket. And the free throws now hurting the Dallas Mavericks. They've missed 3 of their 7 free throw attempts here in the third quarter. They had shot only 8 for 14 for 57% in the first half, so the free throw line could well be the demise of the Dallas Mavericks in this ball game. They still, however, lead by 2 with 5:20 left in the third quarter. Good ball movement. Vincent is fouled over the back. Byron Scott. No, they call the foul on Kurt Rambis, not Byron. Kurt Rambis is with the foul. That's his third. Rambis does have 10 rebounds in this game already.
That may be one of the reasons.
He's been doing a lot of other climbing he got away with.
He gave a pretty good sized push on that one, Rick.
Vincent with 10 first half points off the bench. That doesn't do a lot for the confidence.
You know, the old home team, the teams on the road don't shoot well free throws.
They're certainly not doing it well this game. At least Dallas isn't.
Well, the Lakers had some problems down in Dallas shooting free throws.
Yes, they did. They also had some problems here, but they got away with it. Kareem with a quick spin move and takes it home. Donaldson with the foul. 23 for Kareem. You could see Kareem had decided that he was going to make that move as soon as he got the ball.
Well, he could feel that pressure on his right side. And so all he did was release away from the pressure.
Right. When he felt the pressure, he said, give me the ball because I know what I want to do with it. 24 for Kareem. And we are tied at 69, 5:05 to play, third quarter. The 13th tie in this ball game. Traveling Donaldson.
Now Harper's putting a little pressure of his own, because the Lakers can burn you on plays like that if you don't set up real quick.
Magic over Vincent. Donaldson takes it away. Only the third rebound for Donaldson. And Vincent has 13. Rambis to shove Blackman out of the way right in front of the officials and comes up with the basket. Threw out his left arm to get that ball. Rambis has 6. Scott all over Blackman. Now it's Worthy on Vincent. Knocked away by Magic Johnson out of the hands of Aguirre. They say it was last touched by L.A. Very concerned Pat Riley looking on.
As he should be. Concerned, that is.
Scott knocks it out of bounds. Scott only has 6 points, and he got those early in the first quarter. So perhaps putting all that pressure on defensively has had an effect a little bit on Byron Scott. Mark Aguirre has 20 points. Almost reached his output of the first quarter on Sunday. No way on Byron's. Harper, Magic is back. Knocked away by Magic Johnson. Brad Davis coming in now for the Mavericks as we'll watch the play again. Look at the defense by Magic with the right hand. Knocks it right out of Derek Harper's grasp. Cooper now into the ball game for Byron Scott. And Maurice Lucas is in for Kurt Rambis. That's Lucas on Aguirre. No chance. Donaldson, his 4th rebound. That was a much better shot by Aguirre. However, he was fading away. Kareem with the rebound. Kareem has 5 rebounds in the ball game. 3:20 left here in the third quarter. Los Angeles trying to tie it up or better. Lucas gets a second try. Donaldson starting to take charge on the boards all of a sudden. Davis, excellent move. Crashes right into Magic Johnson. They're going to call the offensive foul against Brad Davis. Tried to penetrate through too many trees that time, Bill.
And again, when you see the Mavericks do this, is because they're not running the break under control.
Aguirre goes out. Detlef Schrempf comes in. We've got a timeout on the court. The Dallas Mavericks fighting here to get a lead against the Lakers. The series is tied at 2-2. The Mavericks lead by 2. Check our minute scoreboard, and Boston has finished off their series against Atlanta with a big victory there. And Houston took care of things at home. They lead the Rockets now 3-2 in that series. And the Lakers wish they could have done what Houston did going back home. Unfortunately, it hasn't worked out.
Well, the Houston Rockets.
Rockets
lead the Nuggets.
Lead the Nuggets. Right. You got me. I get confused. Those Nuggets and they're driving us crazy, aren't they, Bill?
Yes.
10 on the shot clock. Good defense by Donaldson.
He made him take the long skyhook when he wanted to take the short one.
Lakers outside shooting is only 1 for 6. Offensive foul against Detlef Schrempf. Dallas is 5 for 8 so far in the third quarter with their outside shooting. But Bill, I should point out Magic Johnson has not scored a point in this quarter, and we already have played over 9.5 minutes. And he was a big force in that first half when Worthy was out, but he's not looking to be offensive minded, and I think that's hurting the Lakers a little bit. Worthy certainly looked to be offensive minded. Another rebound for Donaldson.
And Donaldson now the ball 6. Very well too.
A turnover for the Mavericks. Taking away Davis again. Magic comes away with it. Loses the handle and still gets the basket and the foul.
Look what I found and look what I'm going to do with it.
And the first points of Magic Johnson here in the third quarter. He has 19 at the 1:58 mark of the third quarter. That brings Deborah Winger and Jack Nicholson off their seats. There's the play again on the defensive play of Magic Johnson. Davis will sneak in and knock it away. Kept alive by Worthy and finally Magic. And he knew what to do with it. And I don't know where the foul was. They called it against Schrempf. But I looked like he had all ball. But Magic converts the three-point try. And all of a sudden, the Lakers have regained the lead. Foul spotted underneath by Jess Kersey.
It must be Maurice Lucas.
You're exactly right, Phil.
When I saw him making a motion where someone got hit with an elbow, I knew it was Maurice, probably hitting the rookie, saying welcome to the playoffs.
The penalty against the Lakers. That will send Schrempf to the free throw line. And there's the culprit. And obviously, he told you what he thought about that call.
That was for the hearing impaired.
Yeah. All the lip readers. And the free throws continuing to plague Dallas. That is the first, second, fifth free throw they have missed in this quarter alone. Look at that. 14 for 25. That is absolutely terrible free throw shooting.
No, that, Rick, is bad, too.
6 points now for Schrempf, who's having his best offensive outing since game 1 of this series with 8 points. Final minute and 40 of the third quarter. Vincent knocks it out of bounds. There'll be 10 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Kareem to Magic, and he'll go to the line again. And that's exactly what Dick Motto was afraid of.
Well, Rick, Magic was going along with the program until you said he hadn't scored a point.
Must have been listening. And here's what happened. Harper looked to see what Kareem was doing, and Magic blew right by him on the baseline. Derek Harper cannot lose contact with his man, and he's got to shut the baseline off. Magic, with 2 consecutive three-point plays, has given the Lakers their 3-point lead that they enjoyed at the end of the first half. A minute and 20 seconds left in the third quarter. Kareem comes up to try and take it away. Donaldson was left open. Lucas covered well, and they find Vincent. Excellent play on the part of the Dallas Mavericks.
The Lakers gambled and lost on that one.
15 now for Vincent. The young man, Detlef Schrempf, keeping his composure at time. Very nice play. And now Kareem drawing the traffic again. Worthy is left wide open. They pay the price. Why they are changing that strategy, Bill, I don't know. Worthy has 12, 10 of them here in the third quarter. Final 50 seconds of the third.
Well, Rick, I think that fatigue, when guys get a little tired, the discipline breaks down a little bit, and the Mavericks have to play a disciplined ball game.
Another rebound Donaldson had. Lucas took it right away from him. 3 against 2. Cooper. And the biggest lead of the game for Los Angeles since they led by 4 at the end of the first quarter. And finally, the Laker crowd comes alive. Game clock. Three-pointer, count it, Davis. And that silences the sellout crowd at the Forum. It's a 2-point Laker lead. Final 5 seconds. Three-pointer, Cooper. Count it. impossible shot, but this is reminiscent of game number 3 with all the three-point tries. The Laker crowd is alive, and the Lakers lead by 5, their biggest lead of the ball game.
NBA basketball, America's game. Brought to you in part by Honda Automobiles.
12 exciting minutes of playoff action in front of us here. We've been informed, Bill, by Josh Rosenfeld, the director of public relations for the Lakers, that Byron Scott was bothered by back spasms in the first quarter, and that's why I guess he hasn't really performed as well offensively, and he had treatment at the half, and he's wearing a portable stimulator when he's on the bench here in the second half. And Kareem Abdul-Jabbar will be starting this fourth quarter on the bench as Peter Goodmanson is coming in for him. And this is a great chance for Dallas to try and come back from that 5-point deficit. There's a look at Byron. And Sam Perkins has re-entered the lineup for the Mavericks.
With his 4 fouls.
Yes, Aguirre and Blackman on the bench for head coach Dick Motta. So a spurt by the Lakers at the end, triggered by Magic Johnson, has given them their biggest lead of the ball game. They quickly go to Donaldson against Goodmanson, and he responds. James Donaldson has 8 points. Magic Johnson playing a lot of minutes in this ball game. He had 21 in the first half. Worthy over Perkins, and he gets the bounce. Worthy with 14 points. He spent most of the first half on the bench with 3 personals, played only 8 minutes. Lucas on Perkins. They call a foul against Maurice Lucas. The fans wanted traveling as he had difficulty handling the ball. See, obviously Maurice was upset by the call.
Let's see if we can pick up where the foul is.
Well, he committed to the right side. He's got his hand on his hip rolling in. And that was just about what we call the old ticky-tack or Mickey Mouse foul. He really didn't do very much. That's why Maurice is reacting still to the call. And the free throws continuing to plague the Dallas Mavericks. And again, we had pointed out earlier in the third quarter that is something that can come back to haunt them in this ball game. They were only 7 for 12 in the third period. Los Angeles, Bill, has scored 52 of their 86 points inside, and Dallas has only scored 24 inside. And we always point out that normally the team that dominates inside wins. We've played a minute here in the final quarter. Shot clock is at 10. Tipped in by Lucas. First points for Maurice Lucas in this ball game. He's been averaging 12 in the playoffs. The two-man game. Didn't use the screen very well. Cooper knocks it away. And the Lakers come away with it. 3 against 3. Magic offensive foul. It looked like they'd call a block. Looked like he had initiated the contact, but they're going to call it against Brad Davis for moving in front of Magic Johnson. Third foul against Davis.
I think, Rick, that Magic caught him still on the move. He's still moving there, see? That's why.
You see the left arm where the contact was initiated, threw a left arm into the chest and the chin of Brad Davis.
Oh, you're allowed to do that to defensive players.
Okay.
Hey, listen, they give the defensive players nothing.
We talked about not using that screen by Brad Davis, and if we get a chance, I want to show you a picture that was in the local LA newspaper last week showing you how you're supposed to use the screen when it's set for you as Magic comes up with his 24th point. It's amazing how players will set screens for their teammates and their teammates never use them properly. Derek Harper will be coming back in for the Mavericks as the Lakers now have their biggest lead of the ball game, leading by 8, 10-20 left to play. Worthy all over Aguirre.
To no avail.
A little pushing going on between Donaldson and Peter Goodmanson as they battle for position underneath. The officials step in to try and calm things down. Goodmanson, a very physical player, and James Donaldson, not exactly a little man or a non-physical man himself. He's a very nice person. However, he's not going to back down.
They're beating each other up, you're saying.
This is true. It's another way of putting it, Bill. I was trying to be a little more discreet than that. 22 points for Aguirre. We've got 10 minutes left to play. Lucas and Aguirre battle, and they get the first foul as Aguirre bumped Lucas first, and Maurice returned the favor. Harper into the game for Davis.
They must have colored early because there was no continuation.
Now watch Aguirre move up in body, right there with the body as he leans in, and now Maurice will return the favor twofold. Aguirre has 3 personals, second team foul. Lakers with only 1 team foul. Worthy got Perkins in the paratrooper glove.
That was a great move.
Worthy is 8
James
for 11.
Worthy. That was a great move. That was, but you know that. Looked like one of your moves.
Thank you, Bill. Not quite, though. I wasn't that smooth inside.
And the 4th foul on James Worthy.
Yes. He's played a long time without picking it up, however. So he and Perkins both playing with 4 personals, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is going to be making his re-entrance into the ball game as he got a nice rest. Byron Scott also returned.
Now, it'll take at least 3 or 4 times up and down the court before Kareem will be loose enough.
And Worthy coming out as Pat Riley electing to go with Byron Scott in, which will move Cooper, well, to the forward position. However, they're moving Magic to the forward position. He's playing Perkins. Blackman as Scott falls down. Rolando
Fall down, you pay here.
17 for Rolando Blackman. And it's a 6-point Laker lead. So Magic Johnson playing the forward slot. It's on defense, that is. On offense, of course, he runs the show. Aguirre on Lucas. Another rebound for James Donaldson. He's up to 7. Averaging over 11 in the playoffs. Aguirre again over Lucas. Mark Aguirre with 24 points.
That's a nice move Aguirre has. He dropped his shoulder in, and if he touches you with it, he's got the shot off.
Yeah, he's backing off. And 22nd timeout by Pat Riley. All of a sudden, that 8-point lead has been cut down to 4. And, Bill, you have to admire what this Dallas Maverick team is accomplishing here against the Los Angeles Lakers. Nobody expected this.
And let's take a look at Aguirre with that shoulder here. Now, see, here's where he gets it right there.
A little arm, too.
Yes.
Just enough to get him away to take the shot.
Now, Dick Motta feels that although he has a young ball club, relatively young ball club, he thinks they're better going down the stretch than the Lakers. That the Lakers will be the team that will make the mistakes going down the stretch, which would be the opposite of what you would think. And that's what Dick Motta thinks.
Yeah, well, Pat Riley obviously thinks differently. Let's show you that picture we saw in the newspaper here of how they use the 2-man game. Now look at Magic. He is bumping actually against Kareem. And the right side, hard to see, is Derek Harper getting screened off. But it's also a way to show you how not to play defense, because Kareem's man should be up exposing so that Magic can't do this. But for you players out there, come off your man that close. That's the way to use a screen. 10 on the shot clock. 3-pointer, Cooper. Count it. 3 3-pointers from Michael Cooper. He has 13 points. Scott almost took it away. Byron Scott got hurt. He jammed his finger when he reached in. It might have been his wrist. He's holding on to his right hand. That's not good because that's his shooting hand, Bill.
Oh, it'll be all right when it comes time to shoot.
Blackman to Perkins.
It is his shooting hand.
3 against 2. Rolando Blackman fouled Magic Johnson out high.
Hit him in the stomach.
And look at Byron Scott still holding on to that right hand. And that will be a Laker ball on the side. So that was a good play by Blackman, actually, to stop that break. Coming up on the 8-minute mark in this ball game. Kareem gives the Lakers a 9-point lead just inside of 8 minutes. He has 26 points. Magic right behind with 25. Harper out of control to Kareem with the block. And had Magic picked that one up, they had another easy break opportunity. As it is, they still have a chance to increase the lead.
I wonder where they're going to go with this one.
Did you guess there? That's a 3-second violation. And Byron, who could have shot that ball with that sore hand.
I think his thumb is still bothering him.
Yeah, he's shaking that right hand, and had he taken the shot, there would not, of course, have been a 3-second violation. Now Magic is going out of the ball game. Maurice Lucas will now be playing the other forward position. There are the turnovers and the points off of those turnovers in favor of the Mavericks. Perkins tied up by Kareem, jump ball. And Kareem continues to amaze.
Well, when the Lakers get a chance set up, they have a very good helping out defense. Now, there's 3 guys surrounding Perkins there.
And back to live action, Kareem controls the tip, and the Lakers control the ball. Next few minutes, very important for Dallas here to try and cut away at that Laker lead. Otherwise, things could start to run away. Worthy. Scott has it knocked away. Perkins should give it up. Scott has also hurt himself now. He's limping on his leg. Dwyer can't get it. Donaldson back strong, and he'll go to the free throw line. Now Byron Scott is limping to go along with the sore ankle. He's had a tough night out here. Now we've got a timeout. 6:48 remaining here in the ball game, and the Los Angeles Lakers are in just a bit of control. Not totally. They lead by 7. Donaldson at the line for the Mavericks. Tomorrow night here on the Superstation, we have a sports doubleheader for you. It'll all begin with Game 5. The Milwaukee Bucks hosting the Philadelphia 76ers. That'll be live from Milwaukee. And Red Auerbach and Bob Neal will bring you the action of that game. And that will then be followed by the Atlanta Braves visiting Pete Rose and the Cincinnati Reds. And that action begins at 8 p.m. right here on the Superstation. And that baseball game will be the Hawaii Special. And right now, the Dallas Mavericks are fighting to try and win a game at the Forum. They realize that they have got to win one sometime to be able to defeat the Lakers in this series. They've done a great job at home. And I'll talk about that crowd decibel level, Bill. Down there in Reunion Arena on Friday, they measured it. It was only 10 decibels below the pain threshold. Michael Cooper has 15 points.
For the Lakers, it was above the pain threshold.
Very good. Blackman answers. 19 for Rolando Blackman. And we talk about the inside game, Bill, and how that can control it for you. In the third quarter, Los Angeles took 22 attempts, and they made 11 field goals inside. Dallas took 6 inside and made 3. So it was the inside game of the Lakers that has given them this lead. Again, they go inside. Donaldson with a block against Scott. Quickly, it's Harper against Cooper. Great defense by Cooper and an outstanding shot by Harper.
So get to this, Coop.
14. 6 minutes to play. It's a 4-point lead only for Los Angeles. Kareem can't get it the first time, nor the second, but the third works. Kareem.
That has to be a little discouraging to James Donaldson.
28 for Kareem, though.
You do a good job of stopping him.
Blackman answers once again.
Says, don't worry about it, James. I'll take care of this.
Blackman, 21 points. Keeps Dallas within 4. Aguirre gets the rebound. Foul spotted by Mike Mathis. It's going to be on the Lakers on Lucas. Every time they call one like that, you always say it's Lucas. And every time you've been right. Magic re-enters the ball game. That's 14 fouls. Here's the foul. Keep number 20 right in the middle of the screen. Here he is there against Aguirre as he grabs Aguirre's left arm as he went up and mistimed that jump. Perkins against Worthy. Good move as he uses the right hand. That's only 3 points for Perkins in this ball game, and he has not been much of a factor. It had been playing well, Bill, as you pointed out, and he had the edge in the last 2 games, but it's been in favor of Worthy, even though Worthy's seen limited time. Knocked away. Blackman hits it off of Kareem. It's the Dallas Maverick ball and a chance to tie this game or better at the 4:50 mark. Both teams shooting exceptionally well, 5 for 8 each team here in the 4th quarter. And now the basket will start to get just a bit smaller on those outside shots, Bill. Perkins Tries to force it over Lucas, but Harper is there. Didn't touch the basket. Still only 6 on the shot clock. Worthy with a big rebound. It's 3 against 3. Magic gets fouled by Rolando Blackman. He'll go to the free throw line. It'll be the 4th team foul against Dallas. Blackman right there.
Oh, yeah, he grabbed him. I guess he grabbed him.
Well, he realized he was
sure there's going to be 2 free throws maybe, but not a three-point play.
Of course, Magic has had some trouble at the line, but he buries that one. 26 points from Magic Johnson. He's perfect at the line tonight. He's made 8 for 8 from the free throw line. So much for Magic not shooting well from the free throw line. That gives the Lakers a 4-point lead again. 4:20 left in the ball game. See if the Mavericks go inside or rely on that outside game. I think they need to go in, Bill, if they can get there. 5 on the shot clock. Tough shot by Mark Aguirre. The Lakers couldn't play much better defense than that. That's 26 for Aguirre. And it's a 2-point Laker lead, and this crowd has not been much of a factor in this ball game.
And the team that executes the rest of the way is going to be the team that...
No basket, foul before the move. Kareem incensed by the call.
I can understand that. You make a heck of a move, and then on the whistle, at least to the guy continuation he felt. Let's see, we'll see what the foul is. There's a foul right there.
He pushed off as he went for the ball, and then they called the foul. The whistle blew before he made his offensive move. But obviously, 39, there's the man who committed the foul. Kareem, Bill, was really nice to see. A man, 39 years old. He hasn't lost his enthusiasm, has he?
No, that's why he's able to play. That's one of the reasons he's able to play. The team that executes the rest of the way is going to win this ball game.
And the Lakers have been the ones that have done it inside. We have 3:50 remaining to play, and the Lakers lead by 3. Kareem at the free throw line. Rick Barry back with Bill Russell at the Forum, and that's the way it stands in this ball game, game number 5 of this best-of-7 playoff series.
Rick, in this particular game, the stretch, going down the stretch, has come early. It's almost 4 minutes left, and we're in the stretch. Now, the way these teams are playing so far tonight, Rick, the defense is going to be pretty much straight away. So the execution will be whether the team executes well or not on their own. It won't be because stunts or something untoward happening to them defensively. Kareem have to make their free throws and etc. and they're good shots.
Kareem with 30 points, and Dallas cannot slow the tempo down. They still have to push the ball up if they expect to win this ball game. If they get into a slowdown game, they have no chance.
They're going to play a slowdown game, Rick.
Well, then I think they're going to lose if that happens.
Because neither team is going to really break because they don't want to throw the ball away.
Look at the defense by the Lakers. Shot clock at 5. They have to go outside, and Rolando Blackman has been the man with the answer. He has 23 points, 8 of them here in the 4th quarter. 3:20 left to play. Lakers by 2. Of course, if Blackman keeps shooting that way all the time, it won't matter if they're in a fast or a slow game. 10 on the shot clock for the Lakers. Worthy left open as Perkins went to help out, and they pay the price.
And that's what makes Kareem so tough. He waits until the defense commits.
18 for Worthy. Perkins from the outside. And the Mavericks continuing to do it from the outside, and how long that can last,
they just hope it
remains to be seen. Hope it lasts 2 minutes and 40 seconds. Perkins again goes to help, and Worthy again fires, and this time he gets a second try. Blocked by Donaldson, knocked away, and here come the Mavericks. 4 against 2. Harper did a nice job of changing pace that time to get Magic Johnson frozen, but the Lakers, who score so much off of made baskets, try to come back. Cooper. Michael Cooper, who has not done a lot offensively in this playoff series, has 17 points tonight. He's been a pleasant surprise for Pat Riley as he gives the Lakers the lead. 2:05 left to play. Aguirre goes inside, and he'll go to the free throw line, and that's one of the reasons you need to do that down the stretch, Bill, to get a chance for those free throws, although the free throws haven't worked real well for Dallas.
If you get enough of them, just the saturation method will get you some points, Rick.
Let's see what Dallas is for the game free throw wise. 17 for 29 in the game.
Not great, but it's not that bad, Rick, for a team.
17 for 29. Give me the percentage on 17 for 29. I got David Israeli, my statistician, to figure out that percentage.
Well,
it's 18 for 30. It's 18 for 30. I can figure that one out now. That's 60%, Bill. That's terrible.
Using a calculator.
I know, but 18 for 30, I can figure that. That's 30. That's 60%. Now it's below 60% again.
Okay, so it's bad.
Byron Scott, we've got the report, has a sprained right thumb. There's the game clock. Well, it was there momentarily. Worthy can't get the roll, and Kareem with the big tip in. 32 for Kareem. The Lakers by 3. A minute and 40 seconds left to play in Game 5. Timeout, Dallas. The Lakers trying to hold on as Dick Motta and Bobby Weiss pleading for a call. They will not get it, but they have a minute and 39 to overcome a 3-point deficit to go up 3-2 in this series. Rick Barry back with Bill Russell, and a clever look at the scoreboard here at the Forum tells the story. The Lakers leading by 3, 1:39 remaining. Dallas has been phenomenal again with their shooting here in the fourth period, 72%, 13 for 18. LA, very good, 50%. But it's been the inside game of the Lakers that has been able to keep them in the lead. However, Dallas, one of the few teams that can beat you from the outside quite often. And now the crowd trying to become a factor. They've not been heard from very often, other than that run at the end of the second quarter when the Lakers took a little control. Outside again. Perkins, not a good shot. I tell you, Bill, the basket gets smaller down the stretch from out there. And this is the shooter speaking, kid. 10 on the shot clock. Magic. And Dallas is not stuck with what Dick Motta said he wanted. He calls a timeout. They trail by 5.
Rick, this is what I mean by execution. Now, they know that Kareem is going to get a lot of help, and Magic does something that he does all night, only this time it pays off for him. He gives it to Kareem, and he cuts. Now, Sam Perkins leaves him immediately, and Magic really took advantage of that.
And what also happened, if we can cue it up one more time and run it back again, you're going to notice that what happened on the weak side of the defense of the Dallas Mavericks is where they really paid the price. Perkins went to double team, but Mark Aguirre lost total sight of what was happening. He's 24 in the middle of your screen now. Now look at him. He's turned the other way. He has no idea what's happening, and now it's too late. If he had been watching, he could have shut that lane down and prevented that play. Now Dallas.
And that's bad execution defensively.
Trying to come back. Remember all the three-pointers they hit in game number 3 to get back into it. The pressure by the Lakers. Aguirre. And Perkins throws it away. And exactly what Bill pointed out, execution. The Mavericks have not executed coming down the stretch here, and the Lakers have. Experience against inexperience. Veterans against youth.
Well, the Lakers have to make at least one more basket because that last 30 seconds can be an eternity.
Knocked out of bounds by Harper. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Game clock, top of your screen. Kareem. Worthy over the back, and not a good foul at all. That's going to send James Donaldson to the free throw line. 5 fouls against Worthy. And they don't use much time, Bill, and have a chance to cut it to only a 3-point deficit with 31 seconds. Good defense. They're going to get the ball back again. That is a very costly foul on the part of James Worthy. And I tell you, Donaldson should have gone the line, but Perkins is going there. He hasn't exactly been prolific at the free throw line. Perkins.
Not only that, he's missed a couple.
Yeah, he has 23 points on Sunday, and he has been almost a non-entity offensively here. Of course, he's had foul trouble, but he only has 5 points.
He rattles that one around and in, Rick.
As long as they go in. And this is a very big basket right here for the Dallas Mavericks. And now Pat Riley wants the timeout to devise his strategy coming down the stretch. Dick Motta has got to be pleased. His team still has a chance. Stay with us. 31 seconds left. To receive your copy of the NBA catalog, send $1 to NBA Catalog, Post Office Box 800-800, Seattle, Washington 98108, and your dollar will be credited to your first order. That's NBA Catalog, Post Office Box 800-800, Seattle, Washington 98108. Now, Bill, if you're Pat Riley, what do you do in this situation? Try to use up as much time on the clock, I would think.
Well, you got 31 seconds. If you use 24, that only leaves 7 seconds for them to get. And if you get one more point, well, they're going to end up with 10 seconds at least, because you want to shoot with at least 3 seconds leeway.
Now, if an opportunity gets inside for you, you probably would want to take advantage of it.
Oh yes, and then you're going to play defense hard, but don't gamble.
Pressure by Dallas, full court. We'll watch it unfold.
Now they'll probably start to play at about 9 seconds.
6 on the shot clock.
They had 9 seconds. I thought it would be 10, Rick.
Kareem looked for somebody to pass it to, couldn't find anyone, and that probably was the biggest problem that Dallas faced all evening. Kareem couldn't find the player to pass to, so he shot. And his result was his 33rd and 34th points of the game, the most points scored by a Lakers so far in the playoffs. And you see that 5-point lead on the part of the Los Angeles Lakers. With 9 seconds remaining, Kareem is basically assured victory number 3 for the Los Angeles Lakers here. They now will be leading 3-2. They only had to hold off Dallas for 9 seconds.
This morning I was talking to Magic about the games in his playoff series, and he says, you know, playoffs are fun, but nobody said it was easy.
And reminder, later tonight, that's coming up right after the game here on the Superstation, it will be Braves baseball and the Hawaiian special that their executive producer Glenn Diamond has put together, because it will be prime time in Hawaii with this game going on so late as the Braves battle the Cincinnati Reds from Riverfront Stadium. That's Braves baseball coming up next right here on the Superstation. Now let's watch the last play, and you'll see Kareem will really look for people to find, someone to find. He's looking, no one around. He says, well, I guess I better shoot it.
The most beautiful shot in basketball. I think that's one of the prettiest plays in professional sports, with that shot there.
Kareem averaging almost 24 points in the playoffs overall, averaging almost 29 against Dallas. He surpassed that tonight with 34 points. He's had a great game, as has Magic Johnson with 29 points. Magic 7 rebounds and 14 assists. Magic had a triple-double in the last ball game to no avail.
Now in this sequence, the Lakers have got to play tough defense to make them take as much time as possible on the shot, because they're going to probably try to come up with a 3-point play.
Bill, talking about Kareem, he has scored 4,716 career points. The entire Dallas Maverick team, 2,241.
Well, he's probably as old as the entire Dallas team.
Officials asking one of the photographers to make some room for Jay Vincent, who has come in. Davis has come into the ball game, all the 3-point shooters.
Kareem probably has as much experience almost as the whole Maverick team. You know, he's been here a couple of years.
The only 3-point shooter on it for Dallas is Ellis. Davis. Count it! They should foul right away. They can't get to anyone. They can't get to anyone to foul. Finally, with 1 second left, they get to James Worthy. Had they been able to foul earlier, Bill, they would have had a great opportunity in this basketball game. And Dick Motta and Bobby Weiss were screaming to foul someone, but they couldn't find the Laker. What a tough break for Dallas. Look at Dick Motta, just so upset that his team couldn't foul earlier, because that would have put the pressure on the Lakers to have to make 2 free throws to make it a 4-point game. Now it's a 2-point lead for Los Angeles. And should Worthy miss one of these free throws, it becomes a chance for Dallas to tie it with a 3-pointer. Donaldson comes back in.
What do you think the chances are, Rick?
Well, I don't know. The way the Lakers been shooting down the stretch. With 1 second, though, if they can do that, we'll have seen it all. And look at this. Exactly what they had planned on. Now a 20-second timeout for Dick Motta, very wisely, to try and get
Worthy a little time to think about it and maybe set up a play. Because I would assume they have another timeout to set up a play. You know what would be good? for James Worthy to miss the shot.
I agree. Because by the time somebody gets it,
the game's over.
That'd be very interesting to see if they do that, because that gave them a chance to think about it. And Pat Riley very well might say, James, I want you to miss this free throw, because when somebody touches that clock goes on, they have to then call timeout. And I guarantee you the official timer here is not going to be real fast on the switch.
Or slow, whatever the case may be, whatever it is. As soon as he can get that second off. Because that may not be a full second.
Oh, it has to be. If one it has to be less than a full second.
That's what I mean.
Because once it shows 1, it means it's less than 1. So that would be the play, is that James Worthy should miss this free throw. And Dallas has no chance. And then the lack of the Dallas team, the inability, I should say, of them to be able to take that foul after Brad Davis's terrific three-point shot will have cost Dallas a chance to tie this basketball game. Or, in fact, even win it, because with more time left, Worthy would have to try and shoot it. And should he miss, they could have a chance to win.
And just put Dale Ellis in the game, and he's a three-point shooter. If they have timeouts left, I think I'd make it, though, Rick, just in case.
I tell you, Will, I don't see there's any way that they can get that clock not to go to 0 if he misses the shot.
That's true.
Not at home. And let's see if James indeed does miss. No, he's trying to make it. And a last-ditch try. Aguirre. No way. The Lakers have won game number 5. And it has been just a marvelous series on the part of both of these ball clubs. Pat Riley a bit relieved. Dick Motta a little upset, but they're going home to Reunion Arena for the game on Thursday night. The final here, the Lakers 116, the Mavericks 113. We'll be back with our player of the game and some final comments in just a moment.